I lost 50 pounds just by walking, and it wasn't because I spent hours in the gym, girl. If you ever looked at your fitness tracker and saw 10,000 steps and thought to yourself, there's absolutely a zero chance that I'm going to be able to hit this or find 2 hours to do this. When I was starting out, that time commitment was like an excuse for me after a while. It was like the favorite excuse to use just to be stuck, right? It was easy to say that I just didn't have time. But what if I told you that you don't need this massive, intimidating block of time to actually hit your 10,000 steps, girl? But before we dive into the math, girl, if you're ready to just stop playing with your wellness, if you're ready for something balanced with no extremes, girl, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because I literally give you all the tea on how to do just that. And that's what we're doing today. We're gonna break down just how long it takes to do 10K steps a day and how you can do it with a busy schedule, girl. Okay, so first, let's talk raw numbers so we can just like demystify some things that are out there in the wild, right? On average, 10,000 steps is roughly 4.5 to 5 miles. It all depends on your height, your stride length, like there's various factors. If you're walking at a moderate pace, a steady pace, if you're walking very fast. If you're walking at a moderate pace, you can think of this as 3 miles per hour. So in that case, it would take around 1 hour and 40 minutes to complete a full 10,000 steps. Now I know what you're saying, especially in the beginning. If you try to sit down and carve out an hour and 40 minutes of time, for a lot of y'all, you're just simply not doing that. It's crazy because you can do that with TV and scrolling on your phone, but when it comes to getting out there for yourself, it always becomes such an issue. But I do get it though, because in the beginning, when I decided that I was just gonna walk 10,000 steps every single day, it came with me having to do it a certain way in order to get it done. So the secret isn't that you have to do it all in one. Though where I'm at in my life currently, that is what I do, but I also had to work my way up to that. So don't feel bad if you actually have to microdose the movement in order to accomplish your goals. So let's take a look at what that actually looks like, girl, so you know exactly what it is you need to do the next time you get out there. You'll be ready, honey. So there's something that I like to do called front loading, and that's when you try to get the most of your exercise done at the start of your day versus waiting till the middle or the end. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the less that you have to do later in the day when your energy just starts to get depleted, fatigue, and the excuses start to weigh heavier on you, girl. Front loading totally changed the entire game for me once I decided that like I want to get to 10,000 steps and to walk that every single day, no excuses. This is what I did starting off. So in the beginning, I would knock out about 3,000 steps, and I would do that early in the morning time. It didn't really matter what time it was. I just went out and did that. So like before scrolling on social media, before checking my emails, before even thinking about anybody else, girl, I made sure that I plugged and locked in just for myself and did just that. I would end up just putting my shoes on, going outside, girl, and I would listen to an album. That was like one of my favorite things to do. Or I would like listen to the Bible, and it would take me about 20-25 minutes to get that far. And when you break it down, thinking about 20 to 25 minutes, that's not that long to prioritize yourself, girl. You actually deserve that time more than you think. And then to think that I did it in the morning, it was like my day hadn't really started officially, but I was already a third way done with 10,000 steps. And also, girl, it just gave me such clarity before the day started. Like I wasn't going into the things I had to do for the day stressed out or overthinking. No, I just had more energy, more bounce, more life early on in the day, whereas before that wasn't the case. I would like wake up and still feel fatigued, girl, all the time. I would have to drink coffee and energy drinks and all of these things in the morning. Well, I traded all of that for the first thing that I did was walk these 3,000 steps every single morning. So I definitely challenge you to try that. If you can, go in the morning. That is the best way to start off the day. Sometimes you'll find that you could do more than 3,000 steps, and then maybe you get up to 6,000. Maybe you have more time than you think. Sometimes it really just is about starting and getting your body going and moving, and suddenly like you're doing more than what you even expected. There's that thing that we all know, like once you start doing something, because starting is the hardest part, but once you're in it, it's like, oh, I did a mile, I can go 2 miles, I can go 3, I might can go 4, you know, and so on and so forth. It's the same idea with this. So that's like the morning block. But now once you get to the midday block, and say you only have about an hour of time, because I know a lot of you ladies are like working class boss chicks, okay, and maybe you only have an hour lunch break or 45 minutes to give to lunch or whatever it is that you do on your break time. This is where you could fit in those extra steps instead of just like sitting stagnant at your desk or in the break room or just sitting down for that long. after you've probably already been sitting, if you do have a desk job, it's good to get outside and try to move your body. And this is where you're gonna hit that post slump anyway. So if you can get in an extra few thousand steps, you're gonna be so golden by the time you get off of work. It's like crazy, girl. So you're gonna enjoy your lunch for a little bit of time because it doesn't take a whole hour to eat for most of us. So you can get outside and walk the rest of those steps and then walk off what you just ate. Like, it's a win-win either way. And then like you're not slumped for the rest of your workday or whatever it is that you have to do, girl. So again, you could get 20 to 25 minutes in if possible. Again, that's about 3,000 steps. So if you are able to do that, that's 6,000 steps that you've already walked, and it's 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or whenever you take your lunch. This also, on top of everything, it's gonna keep the blood flowing. It's gonna help with digestion. So you're not gonna get that slump, like I said, and you're not gonna get that afternoon brain fog. And you all know, we all know that after that time of day, it's like, wrap it up, we're done here. By this point, you're basically at 6,000 steps. So you only have about 4,000 more to go to hit the 10K. This is where you want to lock in and make sure you listen and save this part and go back to it so that you can make sure you finish out strong. The last set of steps almost happens passively. You're literally going to get your steps while you're walking to the car or going to the grocery store after work or doing whatever it is that you do. There's a natural amount of steps that happen because you're outside moving your body. And so if you think about it, like maybe you had to take a phone call and now you're just like walking around outside, or even inside your house, you naturally get steps, girl. So whatever it is to get 4,000, it's really not that much. And so what I'm saying is, if you decide to break it up in these 3 manageable time periods, you most likely will hit 10,000 every single day. Now, when it came to my fitness goals, I was very aggressive. I had time in the morning to do a full 10,000 steps at one time, but in the beginning, it was really hard because my stamina, my endurance, it just felt like a lot. So I didn't always do it that way. But once I got to a point, I was able to walk 10,000 steps in the morning at no worries, right? So whereas it takes someone an hour and 40 to complete it, you get faster as you keep going. I mean, you guys know it took me 8 months to complete 10,000 steps every single day and see a 50-pound weight loss. I still walk every single day. To see that 50 pounds, that's how long it took me, girl. So what I'm saying is, this is a method for you to get started. As we continue on and as you continue to watch these videos, I will have more guides on ways that you can get your 10,000 steps in, but this is by far one of the most simple ways to do it. So look, you do not have to guess your way through this habit. It shouldn't be the most daunting thing on the planet. You know, you can invest in certain things like an Apple Watch. You can invest in many different things to help you count your steps. But I do want to let y'all know that come this October, I am finally going to be launching my walking coaching app. Okay, you're gonna really just have me wrapped up all in an app. It's gonna showcase a plan for you that is fully customizable just for you. So if you only have a certain time that you walk, if you only walk outside, if you only walk on the treadmill, if you do both, all of that's going to be customized for you within your plan so that you can make sure that you hit your 10,000 steps every single day. There's going to be nutrition guidance, girl. You're going to even get the chance to like be able to have me in your pocket if you have any questions or things like that. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys because I've literally been working on this for so long. I'm still working on it. So yeah, I basically just put my entire tracking system, just everything that I have followed in order for the weight loss to come off. Like everything that I know, I'm wrapping it up in this easily digestible app for you guys. And I really hope that you enjoy it. So you get the link in the description box where you can just sign up if you want some, you know, insight on when it's going to happen, or even know that the day that it does drop. Otherwise, it will be coming out in October and there will be much more content coming out around that, because I want you guys to have answers to the questions that you ask me all the time, and I want to see you thrive. I can't wait to see those success messages like, oh my God, I lost 30, 40, 50. You guys update me all the time. So I love those messages. I really hope that this breakdown helped you, and I hope you start to follow it just so that you can get something from this, a starting point. Because I know when someone says 10,000 steps, it really does sound like a lot. It is an extremely amazing goal and a really powerful thing to do. And for the most part, it is free. You just get outside, you walk and get your steps in, or, you know, if you need to do it indoors or on a treadmill, totally understand whatever's best, whatever is safe. As always, I love you guys and I appreciate everything that you guys do here. And thank you so much for updating me. Keep the updates coming. We love it here. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Bye, girl.